Persona 5, a game I had only heard of until Joker got announced as a DLC fighter for Smash. Even though I never played Persona 5, I thought his reveal trailer was really cool, it was stylish, vibrant, colorful, and it definitely piqued my interest in the game. Eventually, me and a friend of mine decided to buy the game and went to the game completely blind. I think I could speak for both of us when I say we both ended up loving it. The game has definitely left an impact on me and is now one of not only my favorite games, but one of my favorite pieces of media of all time. I could go on and on about how much I love Persona 5, but that's another video for another day. What I'm here to talk about is its anime adaptation. So how is the anime adaptation? Well, I definitely have a lot to say about it. There's plenty of things that I like about the anime and plenty of things I don't. So let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly animation of Persona 5, the animation. Although I do think Persona 5 the animation has many problems, I think there is some really good stuff. There are plenty of moments that are pretty funny, whether you've played the game prior to watching the anime, and are even better in the English dub. Speaking of which, the English cast for Persona 5 is great, and it was nice finally getting the dub for the anime adaptation. I have nothing against the Japanese cast, of course, but watching the anime with voice actors that I'm used to and really like made the anime way more enjoyable. Another thing that I really like about the anime is both of its openings, even though they're nowhere near as good as Wake Up, Get Out There, or Colors Flying High, they're still pretty solid. Sadly, that's about it in terms of positives. In terms of negatives, though, I want to clarify before I get into this section of the video, I don't think this anime is bad just because it's an adaptation of a video game. Video games can be adapted into other forms of media and still work. Castlevania is an amazing example of a video game adaptation that not only respects the original source material, but is also great on its own and can be enjoyed by someone even if they never heard of the Castlevania games. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm just going to jump into the thing that everyone talks about, the animation. Although there are times where the animation looks alright, most of the time it is laughably bad. I seriously started laughing at times because of how bad it looked. The thing is, A1 Pictures isn't a terrible animation studio. It's the same studio that produced Anohana, which is one of my favorite anime of all time, and the Daybreakers OVA, also produced by A1, is overall pretty good and has some pretty solid animation. So the animation for this anime could have been really nice. Another huge issue with the anime is the pacing. Persona 5 is a 100-hour long game, so trying to fit the story into a 10-hour runtime doesn't work. When I say that, I mean it literally, doesn't fit. They had to make 2 separate OVAs to fit the last 2 arcs of the game. Also, one of the great things about Persona 5 is starting each day in the game and figuring out what you want to do, what people you want to talk to, what stats you want to level up, how much progress you want to make in the palace or in Mementos. But in the anime, it's impossible to give someone player choice. But I have some ideas on how to make this anime work. First off, obviously improve the animation. Also just use the auto attack from the game instead of trying to reanimate it. The original auto attack, in my opinion, is perfect, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Also, I mentioned how the Daybreakers OVA was pretty good, and the reason I think it worked was because it was just based around a side Mementos request, instead of the main story. Decrease the anime to 12 or 14 episodes and have the anime just based on confidants and Mementos requests, and I think it could be enjoyable for people who have played Persona 5 and get people who haven't played the game to play it. Another idea, which might not work that well, is have the anime focus only on the Kamoshida arc. Doing this would allow the anime to develop and introduce characters way better, but at the same time, if someone watched through the entire anime and then decided to play the game, they would have to play through a story arc they already watched to get to the rest of the story, which could definitely turn people away from the game. Of course, if you have any ideas of your own, feel free to share them. In conclusion, I don't think Persona 5 animation is the worst thing in the world. It has many issues, but can still be enjoyable and has a lot of potential. If you've ever played Persona 5 and have an interest in playing the game, then I highly recommend playing it instead of watching the anime. And if you have watched the anime, enjoyed it, and have never played the game, I guarantee you will love Persona 5. Anyway, I'm the YouTube Addict, and I'll see you in the next one.